When I met this kid, 7-year-old kid, he had the blackest eyes. The devil's eyes. Hello! Today we shall be reviewing / going over / comparing Halloween, the 1978 classic by John Carpenter, and then the Halloween remake from director / songwriter Rob Zombie, artist, whatever you like to call him. So, without further ado, shall we begin? So, we'll start off talking about the first one, the John Carpenter version. The one that came out in 1978 and starred Jamie Lee Curtis as the lead character, Laurie Strode. So this one, they never actually say that they're brother and sister. That's actually later on in the sequel, Halloween 2, which is a direct sequel to this one. It's literally a continuation of the night. But if you go to the Halloween reboot / it's not really a reboot, it's just a continuation of that story just 40 years later, they completely ditch the brother-sister aspect and they go in a different direction. But anyway, this one stars Jamie Lee Curtis as John Carpenter. It's pretty much about one night this kid just went crazy, murdered his sister, and then we jump about, I want to say it was 20 years later. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was 20 years later. No, not even 20. I want to say it was like 18, not even 18. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we meet Dr. Loomis, which was his care physician, which is played by Donald Pleasence in this one. He was a very big, famous horror actor in the older days. But anyway, the pacing of this movie is very different from the Rob Zombie one. And the first, 5 minutes in the original is very different from the Rob Zombie one. Because in this one, we only get, an idea of why he snapped. Not even an idea. We just see that he snaps for no reason, nothing. And then in the Rob Zombie one, the first 20, almost 40 minutes is completely dedicated to why he went crazy, his abusive family, and everything. I do like the Rob Zombie one, but I do feel like there was a couple of problems with it. Definitely, the swearing doesn't bother me, but this was completely over the top at a couple parts. Every other word was F, 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 F. But I did like the aspect of seeing the messed up family, but I also did like the aspect of the original John Carpenter one, where we never saw why he went crazy. It was just more of a, he went crazy. We can't explain it. We don't know why. He just did. So I would say for that, the John Carpenter one is probably a bit better in that aspect. Now, if we go over to the other aspect, which is gore, I gotta say, most likely the Rob Zombie one takes it. It is a lot more violent, a lot more bloody, a lot more gruesome than the John Carpenter one. The John Carpenter one does have a couple of gruesome scenes, but it's never actually really super bloody. He gets strangled, the girl, I want to say her name was Annie, gets strangled with the telephone cord, and then Brad, I believe that was his name, gets stuck up like that, and he just right into his heart and all that. But it was never actually super bloody. Well, the Rob Zombie one was super bloody. It was very, very bloody. And in this one, Dr. Loomis is played by Malcolm McDowell, which I thought was great casting. If there was anybody to retake over the role of Dr. Loomis, it was definitely Malcolm McDowell. Now, Scout Taylor Compton played Laurie Strode in this one. Now, the main difference with this one and this one is that this one, they do establish that they're brother and sister, and that's why he's going after him and all that. And Danny Trejo, he does have a small part in this. He's one of the security guards. They explain how he sneaks out in that one too, which is somewhat different than the John Carpenter one. The John Carpenter one, Dr. Loomis is just driving with a nurse, and then they see that all the inmates are out, and then he's like, surprise! And then he completely crashes it, and then they just they go off and they leave and all that. So that was a bit different than the actual Rob Zombie one, where he's actually being transported in all these chains and all that, and then he just breaks free, and then he goes absolutely, he just goes on a murder rampage. Sid Haig is also in this real quick, which was cool since he did pass away now and all that. But then I gotta say, The original Halloween is only like a 90-minute film, while this one is almost 2 hours. That was probably the biggest thing with it. Like, the last act of the movie, I feel like it just drags a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Like, it's just, it feels a little longer than it actually should. Well, this one is just like, it's a straight slam dunk, and it's like, before you count credits, it's like an hour and 25 minutes, which is perfect for the type of story that it's telling. So, now we move on to story. Which one actually told it better, and which one was a lot more smoother. But I gotta say, before I really dig into this, I do thoroughly enjoy both. I tried to watch both of them around Halloween time, which is right now, which usually I'd be putting up Fright Fest videos right now, but because of everything going on, I'm not. But anyway, let's talk about the story. The story is, we get a lot more storyline from Dr. Loomis, which I really enjoyed, and that is in the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween. I thought, like, it was a great character to do more exploring of, and just, it was really good, it was really cool, and Malcolm McDowell played a great Dr. Loomis. Now, we also get a lot more with Michael's mother in the Rob Zombie one, and it's played by Sharon Zombie, which is Rob Zombie's wife. Like, he always has her in his movies. Like, you won't see a Rob Zombie movie without her in it. But anyway, before I get too off track, that was the Rob Zombie one. In the John Carpenter one, we barely even see the mother, besides that one scene at the very beginning when they take off the mask and they're like, Michael! And, like, that was it. But, the first 40 minutes of the Rob Zombie one is completely different than the first 40 minutes of the John Carpenter one. The first 40 minutes of the John Carpenter one, you're already halfway through the movie, so you're almost done with it, while the Rob Zombie one is kind of just getting going. You just saw, like, the messed up family, what caused him to go nuts, his time in the insane asylum, and then the breakout, and then Dr. Loomis, he's going to Haddonfield, and all that. So, now, if we both fast forward in the movie, we're back in Haddonfield and all that. And then I saw in a documentary, Rob Zombie said one of the biggest things that irked him was seeing that Michael knew how to drive. He's like, how did Michael actually know how to drive? He didn't know how to drive. So, you never see him driving in the Rob Zombie one, but you do see him driving in that one. Because, like, the line that Dr. Loomis says, well, obviously somebody taught him. And that was, like, just how it went. I gotta say, they're both really good movies. I thoroughly enjoy both. I could see why some people don't like the remake and prefer the original. And then I know a couple people that actually prefer the remake over the original. But me, personally, I gotta go with the John Carpenter Halloween. I really like the Rob Zombie one, especially after the 40-minute prologue, and it goes it feels like a modern horror movie with a few aspects of the original, like 80s slasher genre and all that. But I gotta say, the Rob Zombie one is very good, but the John Carpenter one, I say, is the one that, like, should always be watched on Halloween or near to Halloween. That is the classic, essential horror movie for this time of year. So, with that being said, the original, I give a 9 out of 10, and then the remake, I give probably about a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. So, let me know which one you think is better and which one you always watch around this season. Please put that down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe so I know to keep making more of these. If you have any video requests, please put them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, and happy Halloween! Bye!